Okay, here's the video on this GMC 2-ton. Try to get all the sides here for you. Got a little crack in the grill there. Some paint peeling on the front bumper. It looks like this was either a black or like a dark blue. It has had some body work to it, looks like. We got this truck probably about a year and a half ago, and I've been slowly just fixing little things here and there. It ran when we brought it over here. We actually drove it probably an hour and a half to get here. We started going through the fuel system and changing the oil and spark plugs and all that. And in the process of getting to everything, I wasn't the one who did it. I'd have to take a closer look, but one or two of the spark plugs, the top half of it broke off. I just need to spend the time taking them out, replacing them with new ones. The wiring harness over here, like most older trucks, has been spliced into for lights and things over the years. I plan on eventually replacing that the body harness so that everything works better. Here's some of the, I guess that would be old school Bondo either way, starting to come off in places. There's the original color. It definitely could use some new rubber all the way around, but like I said, I drove it on the highway, no problems. Brakes are in good shape. Everything just needs to be driven. The door cards are in good shape. The windows have been shut. Needs a crank, looks like. See, that glass there needs replaced. Other one on the other side looks good. I really need to get a pressure sprayer down here and just pressure spray everything off. The material on the top of the cab is in good shape. On the back side is in good shape. The bench seat is actually in pretty decent shape, minus a few little things, cracks here and there. Looks like before we got it, actually maybe the window had been left down. The more I look at it, I've not really, once I started on the engine side, I never really got to any of the body side, really. Original VIN plate is there. Just send you a picture of that, but that's the numbers there. If I turn the camera, you won't be able to keep up with it. Can't really see that anymore. I'm gonna try to translate that, get that either another copy so you can know what options were on it. Oh. This is the gas. There was a lot of different engine choices. It's like the last time this was actually tagged in West Virginia, which is where we got it from, was 2012. But when we got it, I mean, with just a few little changing the fuel filter, and actually we changed the filter housing. I don't know if the pump was attached to that or not, but it was driving. Odometer says 195,985. I don't know what the actual miles are. The fan did work on that. I'm definitely, as much as I hate modern wiring, when I start looking at all this stuff, as simple as it is, I definitely like the newer fuses and how those work. There's where the stereo used to be, I suppose. That's just the AC vent over there. Glove box is in place. There's the cleaner for the engine cap. Here's the cover for the gauges. It's all in good shape. Choke. Looks like they didn't want to take it off, which is a shame. There's only a few screws that goes around. It is a, there's the fuse, or the fuse manual thingy down there. Looks like this is a 5-speed, or no, just a 4-speed. Sorry. Choke is, you can pull it, but it's probably frozen. I need to get a key switch. My grandfather, he actually had the keys for it, and I had to, when he passed away, we couldn't find them, so I was in the process of getting that key switch replaced. While I'm up here, I'll show you the bed. We had this lumber over here. Somebody was supposed to pick it up and never did. Like I said, it's been sitting for about 1.5 years now. I'm not sure. I think that bumper, it may go with this or may not. I'm not sure. So this was more of my papa's project. Strong step side. Here's the rear rubber. Try to get some of this fog off of here. Excuse me. These, some people call them stanchions. But the support for the outer edge of the bed, it looks like the person that had it before me has, because I don't know exactly what they tried to do. If this is just a spacer for the bed to get the bed up higher, which it's already a big truck anyway. I don't know why you'd have to have it spaced upwards more than it already was. But somebody went through some effort to raise this and put this block of wood here, and it's just a 2x6. Yeah, it's a 2x6. I'm having trouble understanding why they did that. Maybe somebody could help me out here. But anyway, I can't say that's purely surface rust. This side being thicker, it's in a little bit better shape than this side is here. But as you can see, they use 2x4s over here too. I just don't understand that. It's not right. We never intended to use it to actually haul anything with. You can, the dually, I can't remember exactly which year, but the dually bed, long bed, can fit on this with some modification to this rear end. We were just going to chop the back so much of it off and put that bed on there and make it into a really unique super dually. But yeah, when we got this, looks like somebody was already in the process of trying to restore it, make it look a little better anyway. So when we saw it, we figured we'd try the super dually build on it. And if it doesn't sell, that's exactly what we'll do. I've got some other projects that I need to finish up before I get to this one. If you have any questions about the engine or anything else, just let me know. Here's the other project. This originally had an inline six in it. The flatbed that I also had for sale, the engine come out of that and was put into this. This thing, everything stopped when my papa passed away. So, trying to figure out what to do, either pick it back up, finish it all, or sell it. It ran. I drove it, parked it here. You see how it is right here. We swapped the carburetor out, and it's a brand new Holly carb. The distributor, the way that I hate putting the blame off on somebody else, but I didn't do the engine swap. I helped with it, but I didn't do it. I finished it, but didn't start it. But the V8, when they put it in, it had different mounting holes along the bracket there, the mount. And it was scooched one hole too far back towards the firewall. So when I went to replace the distributor, I couldn't get everything back in place, just because there was very little room there. I'm sure there's enough room on the output shaft to be able to scoot that forwards another 2 or 3 inches. Replace that distributor. Key switch needs replaced on this also. And then you'd be ready to go. This was actually used by my grandmother's brother to haul cars around with. He just had some ramps that fit there on these little lips here, and just drive the cars onto the back and strap it down. Definitely would be nice to have the hydraulic flatbeds that they have today. I've also got an old school boom with a hand crank. I guess kind of like a tow truck attachment, but he would use that to pick up heavy stuff and put it onto the back as well. That goes with it if somebody's interested. Got the hitch attached to the back. I've also got a Badlands. I think it's a 3 or 4 ton winch. It was about $400 or $500 at Tractor Supply. This is also a dually. Manual trans. There's definitely some surface rust. This thing, when we first got it years ago, we were gonna maybe do like a rat rod kind of look to it, and just other things got priority. So it's just like that truck there, we started doing other things. But all the lights need, well, I say replaced, but as far as like official caution lights, they need replaced. The side markers need replaced. Likely the wiring does as well. Dash is gone. The top little cover there. They definitely painted everything blue. I don't know if this was a factory thing or not. I'm not too up to date on these old Chevys. Now the gauges over there, everything worked after we did the swap. Put a few old junky speakers in here. Radio worked as well. The blower did as well. These little gauges worked as well. I mean, I know those aren't big deal things, but rust from the windows being cracked. Now this down here is actually in better shape than the other 2 trucks that I've got. Looks like it's been replaced at some point, judging by these sheet metal screws. Yeah, somebody's replaced that. Gee, I'm not sure on the size of the V8 here. Personally, I think, yeah, you can see, I mean, it did have the inline six, like I said, so even the radiator shroud or the radiator fan would do better with the push forwards with the correct shroud on there. But when everything was running good, I mean, we wasn't really worried about it. New plugs and wires. New oil filter and fuel filter when we parked it. The reason the hood looks like that is because I was trying to make as much space as I could there to get the distributor on there. And it's just me working on all this stuff, so it's a heavy hood to try to get back on there by myself. I think this would be a neat little project. I guess that's why we kept it. There you go, GMC 3500. Looks like that rocker's been replaced. You never really pay that much close attention to things until you go to try to sell it. And then you start noticing every little thing. But I'm not looking for a restoration. But as far as this running and driving, somebody that's good with carburetors and could actually get that distributor on there, you wouldn't even actually have to move the motor forwards. It's what needs to be done. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away. As far as price on either one of these, like I said, they're both kind of unique, and given the age, it's hard to find a apples to apples comparison to be able to find a price. So like if I got on Auto Trader or ClassicCar.com, anything like that, NADA, that, you know, none of that really applies. I can't really find anything similar enough to be able to come up with a price. So, but both of these are within a couple $100 of being up and driving. The only thing that's kind of unique about that truck is the frame on the back with that wooden spacer situation. Wouldn't be safe to really haul a load on the back of that as is. I'm not sure if when they did that, if, like I said, if they just was trying a band-aid fix, but it really doesn't look like that because the bottom of the frame there is in really good shape and it's plenty thick. So I don't know why they would want to space the bed up to be able to get that space. This down here, when they did that, they actually fabricated a spacer up off the frame to be able to get the clearance for the wheels and tires. Like I said, I've got the ramps for this truck as well. So the ramps and the boom, the manual old school boom for the tow truck kind of capability, and the winch, Badlands winch. If it makes a difference to you, it'll go with it too. So just shoot me a price on either one of these. If you want both, we can always, come up with a better deal. Either one of these would be a good little project. I really don't want to get rid of this just because of how cool it would be to have that super dually cab on the back. And if you, I'll try to find a picture of it to send it to you if you're interested, just so you can see maybe what the possibilities are. You know, it doesn't have to be left exactly like it is. I think it's a really, even though it's a little rough, if I come out here with a pressure sprayer, I could easily make it look a lot better for you. And of course, a running and driving truck, it's hard to take somebody's word and say, yeah, it ran, but obviously we got it here somehow. Same with this truck here. It just needs a little bit of work, and somebody that's a little better than I am. Okay, like I said, send me what you think you could spend on one or both of these. And like I said, if you got questions, let me know, and I'll get pictures or whatever you need. Thanks.